All right, welcome back. We are now with our Division 1 drivers. We are here at Mount Panorama for round 2 of Season 4 of the league. This time for Division 1, we won't be doing a sprint race. This will be a straight up qualifying for 10 minutes, and then we will jump into our feature race. So the feature race will be, the qualifying will be 10 minutes, and then the feature race will be a 28 lap race instead of the 23 lap race that we saw in the Division 2 class race. So let's take a quick look at the standings for Division 1. Oops, excuse me. So for our Division 1 Drivers' Championship standings, Willie stands at the top of the sheet with 30 points, finishing first in the round 1 at Laguna Seca. Toasty, actually beating out Toasty on the last stint there, but Toasty almost catching up to Willie in that last corner of Laguna Seca and finishing less than, I think it was 0.2 of a second behind Willie. So absolutely close battle between the two. Hopefully we'll see more of them battling it out today. Dutra with a solid solid third position finish from round 1, currently sitting in third with 25 points. Harm's Way in fourth. Azazel, the other Bahamut Venom car, in 5th place. Beto in 6th. Jay Silva in 7th. Anthony Colazzo in 8th. Djax in 9th. Sir Hames 10th. 32 Nasty PSVR in 11th. Ryder in 12th. Walker in 13th. And Zukost in 14th place. So for the team standings, Bahamut Venom is leading the Division 1 team standings. Team.com in 2nd place, tied with Massive Impact Racing. So even though Willie won the race, Team.com sits in 2nd, tied with the Massive Impact Racing. They finished, I believe it was 3rd and 9th in round 1. Rexy Racing in 4th place, only 1 point behind Team.com and Massive Impact Racing. So essentially it's almost a 3-way battle between positions, between the 3 teams for the 2nd place in the standings. Maelstrom Motorsports in 5th place with 28 points. Jolly Green Giants in 6th. And then Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing in 7th. Overall, we got Bahamut Venom leading the overall team championships, and then Team.com and Massive Impact Racing tied for 2nd, mirroring the Division 1 team standings. Rexy Racing in 4th place, Jolly Green Giants in 5th, Penalty Hunters in 6th, and then Maelstrom Motorsports in 7th. Taking us through a lap of Mount Panorama. We're on board with Dutra before we go into qualifying. This is still practice, so we still have, I think, a minute before qualifying starts. This will give us a nice preview of what's to come over the next 10 minutes. Dutra taking a very, very sharp entrance to the corner at turn 2. Going up turn 3 and turn 4, also known as the cutting. The exit of the cutting being a very, very squirrely exit for the rear end of the car sometimes. Flat out through turns 5 and 6. These fast left-handers, Frog Hollow and McPhillamy Park, putting a lot of pressure on that front right tire. and then down through the skyline, through the S's in the braking zone into the dipper. Dutra keeping it together. The back end sliding out quite a bit. Full throttle all the way down the Conrad Straight. Hitting nearly 158 miles per hour. Through the chase. Turns 21 and 22. And into Murray's Corner. Finishing out the lap. So, thanks for giving us the 30-second warning. We'll be underway very shortly. If you're just joining us, we're LRC. I pinned our invite link for our Discord server in chat, so feel free to join us there. If you're on a team, let us know who you're rooting for. Let's see what kind of fan clubs we got out there. We had the Racer X fan club earlier in chat. Yeah, we got the D-Jax fan club in the house. So Harm's Way will lead the pack on the outlap. Harm's Way with the Australian-themed Bahamut livery, Bahamut Venom livery. Making a mistake there into the cutting and allowing Jay Silva to take the lead. I guess it's not really a lead if they're just, I guess it's a lead if they're still leading the pack on the outlap. So we'll stick to Jay Silva on board with Jay Silva. We'll stick with just Jay Silva through the first hot lap of qualifying. We'll probably expect to see times breaking into the 2:12, maybe 2:11 if we're lucky. nice line through the cutting there, keeping it nice and smooth. We'll take it flat out through turns 5, 6, and 7. We'll take it flat out through the 2 fast left-handers. Lifts does about a half throttle lift and a slight lift there at McPhillamy Park. Slightly misses the apex at the dipper, but I don't think that'll be too much of a time loss. Gets a pretty good exit out of Forrest's elbow. I should use the chase cam more. The chase cam's pretty nice. I feel like a lot of the replay views or the spectator views on GT7 don't quite work really well for like watching racing action. You know, like cars going side by side into a corner, or like, you know, they're battling out. It's the camera angles aren't really suited for those battles. Hey Loogie, how's it going? Oh yeah, we'll definitely do cockpit through. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. All right, so Silva sets our first time, a 2:12.1. Very fast time indeed. We'll see where our other drivers are at. So Toasty sets a 2:12.2. Ryder slides into third, Azazel fourth. Anthony Colazzo in fifth with a 2:14.4. Harm's Way with a 2:14.4 as well. Ajax currently sitting in 7th place. 8th place actually now. Sir Hames still on a hot lap, it looks like. No, Sir Hames, yeah, he got a 2:15, sitting in 9th place. 32 PSVR, 32 nasty PSVR. Currently still trying to set a fast time. Same with Beto, Willie, and S. Walker. Zukost as well. It's a 2:14.1 for 32 nasty PSVR, putting him in 6th place. Willie is setting, he's currently on an out lap, unusually late. Maybe Willie's looking for the right space on the track to do a hot lap. Perhaps maybe Willie made a mistake in the first run. This is his 3rd lap. Beto is making his way around the chase down into Murray's corner. Running a little wide, missing the apex slightly, but sets a 2:13. It said 2:13 on the side, but on the thing it says 2:14. But anyway, it looks like maybe Beto has also exceeded track limits because it's not counting that lap towards his time. Oh, there we go, 2:14.5. Yes, 2:14.5, jumping into 10th place. Djax in 11th place. S. Walker in 12th. Zukost 13th. Willie in 14th with no time. So Willie currently on a hot lap. Full throttle through turns 5, 6, and 7. A slight lift in turns 9 and 10. Oh no, and Willie loses control of the car at the dipper. Picks up some damage and we'll have to potentially pit to repair it. Oh, that's not looking good for Willie, so Willie might have to start at the back of the pack. Seeing as this will be the last qualifying lap he'll be able to do. You have to salvage the race. Or salvage is qualifying for the race. Starting behind at, a position around 14th, maybe anywhere between 10th and 14th is going to be pretty detrimental to his points lead. So we'll see if Willie can do damage control. So 13th it is for Willie. Dutra sets a personal best, but it's not enough to take second from Toasty. So it looks like Jay Silva is done with qualifying. And we'll see if Toasty is able to take pole position. So Toasty does take the purple sector going into the dipper. Toasty took pole position at round 1. Will Toasty be able to do the same at round 2? Toasty, one of the strongest contenders we have at LRC, ended up finishing in second place at season 2 and is up almost 0.3 of a second on the fastest time. So Toasty looking really good here to take this pole position here at Mount Panorama. Takes a nice tidy exit at the corner. Last corner. Oh, and he does it. So Toasty takes pole position by almost 1.5 tenths from Jay Silva. Very, very nice lap by Toasty. Oh man, so Willie now will have to start from 13th place. Willie currently in the Drivers' Championship lead. This will be a huge blow to Willie's championship standings if he can't deliver. But Mount Panorama is a place where, again, it's a race of attrition. It's about making the least amount of mistakes as possible, as we've just seen here with qualifying. And yeah, most definitely. So Toasty, when under pressure, does so much better. If Toasty is under pressure, he'll be guaranteed he like pulls out another like 2 or a tenth of a second to get pole position. So once again, we got Toasty pole position, Jay Silva in second, Dutra starting in third with Ryder alongside. Ryder now showing a pretty solid performance relative to last week's qualifying. I think Ryder qualified 9th in round 1 at Laguna Seca, so 4th is a nice jump for the Maelstrom Motorsports captain. Azazel in 5th place, Harm's Way in 6th, so our Bahamut Venom Racing team pretty solid in their consistency. Sir Hames and Anthony Colazzo, our Jolly Green Giants team members for Division 1 in 7th and 8th, starting alongside of each other. 32 Nasty PSVR in 9th place, Beto in 10th, Djax in 11th, S. Walker and Willie, the Team.com boys, are in 12th and 13th, and then Zukost in 14th. It's going to be an exciting race. Can't wait to see how it unfolds. So we're looking at 28 laps here, according to my my notes here. Oh, thank you for following buttons. Let's go Taco. So we got the Taco fan club in chat right now. So we're looking at, for the different compounds of tires, the hards lasting about a maximum of 14 laps, anywhere between 10 to 14 laps. The mediums are somewhere around 7 to 9. And we got the softs to be 5 to 6. So with that, we are seeing potentially a primary strategy of doing hard, medium stints, but also a potential hard, medium, soft stint as well. Those are two very viable strategies today. I don't know if there are any other viable strategies according to my notes, but those seem to be the two that will eventually be the most advantageous. I think it comes down to how well drivers are able to conserve their tires, whether or not they go with a soft in their strategy or not. Additionally, we got anything. We didn't get a safety car actually in Division 2. And it'll be interesting to see if we get any in Division 1. The safety car can be a huge random event that can completely change strategies for drivers and throw a wrench in people's strategies and plans. So we'll see if a safety car ends up changing things for a lot of people. But we will expect to see pretty much all strategies here to be a 2-stopper, I think, unless if someone has like a really crazy strategy and does a 3-stopper. I think in season 2 it was, I think Stroll, right? Or Stolz, you ended up doing like a 3-stopper or something like that with softs or something like that. I can't remember. And ended up winning the race at Mount Panorama. The pit delta here certainly much shorter than most other tracks. And we'll see if anyone starts on the mediums versus starting on the hards. We saw in the Division 2 race, pretty much everyone started on the hards, save for 2 or 3 cars. Yeah, all softs. Yeah, that's right. Although I think with the settings on tire wear in this season, it's just softs. All softs is not a viable option since they only really last a maximum of 6 laps. So you'd have to do like a 4, maybe even 5 stop strategy of softs if you wanted to do that. Plus, you have to use two different tire compounds. But I don't know. We'll see if someone has some crazy strategies throughout the race. With that being said, we'll get started very soon here. Dinosaur giving us the 30-second warning. We'll be jumping into the race very shortly. All right, so good luck to all of our drivers. Dinosaur has initiated the start of the race, and we'll get to the grid in just a bit. So once again, the grid being extremely tight at Mount Panorama. We got Toasty on the inside of row 1, Silva on the outside. In Division 2, we saw the second place get quite an advantage off the line. We'll see if that's the case today. We got 5 lights and a go. Looks like Toasty gets a good start. Silva gets a slow start, and maybe Ryder might be able to take advantage of the situation. But nope. Silva stays on the outside of Toasty into turn 1 and actually takes the lead, makes the pass on the outside. Toasty losing out to Silva on turn 1, and it now has Dutra on the outside going into turn 3, and Ryder right behind both of them, looking to potentially capitalize on whether or not anyone makes a mistake. And then further down the pack, we've got quite a bit of a bunch up. And we got, it looks like, it sounds like something happened. Someone squealed some tires over there. We got a green flag though, so I think we're still good to go. And Ryder there looking to take the inside on Toasty at turn 4, takes advantage of the space that Toasty has left open. And Toasty dropping back the ranks from first position into third. Dutra now still behind Toasty, looking to try to make his way around, but Ryder there being the winner out of that exchange of turn 2 and the 3 and 4. So epic start by Ryder in the opening lap so far. We got Azazel in 5th place, Harm's Way in 6th, so our Bahamut Venom Racing team sticking to their positions. Anthony Colazzo in 7th, Beto in 8th. We got Zukost in 9th place, really making a couple positions on the start. 32 NASA PSVR at 11th, D-Chax 12th, Sir Hames 13th, S. Walker in 14th. Let's play back the race start to see if we can see where Willie picked up some positions. So going into turn 2, we got Willie looking to take the inside. I believe that is on... Oh my goodness. Okay, so the other Team.com car making a mistake there into turn 2. And then Willie taking the inside of turn 4 to make a position. So Willie though is jumping into the pits. So Willie picked up damage. And we're in a safety car right now. So while we were in the replay, it looks like a safety car was called. Willie picked up damage. Dutra has made his way around Toasty. And then Ryder has actually dropped down to 4th place. So we got now Azazel still in 5th, Harm's Way is still in 6th. And then the order stays the same. But Willie has made a pit stop and switched to the hards. And then Sir Hames is 14th. So Willie, I think, is taking advantage of the safety car to potentially switch strategies and fix that damage, I think, as well. So we'll see if Willie changes up the strategy to see if he can take advantage of anything. All right, let's take a look at the replay at the start of the race. The Toasty and Dutra go side by side into turn 2. Toasty takes the inside. Dutra tries to make it stick on the outside, but loses to that poor grip there. And then that's when Ryder is able to take the inside on Toasty into turn 4. Look at that. Great pass. Oh yeah, Nixon, that's a good point. If that was lap 1, it won't count. I think it was actually lap 2 when the safety car was called. All right, so we got our double file restart. Silva will take us through the green flag. And it's a go, 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 go. So Silva now actually losing out a bit to Dutra. Dutra takes the outside. They stay side by side through the exit of turn 1. And Dutra gets slightly ahead. So Ryder right behind Toasty going into turn 2. Toasty takes the inside to defend against Ryder. And Dutra has the inside as well against Jay Silva going through the uphill section. Oh, we got a bunch of cars going side by side with each other into the turn 4. Another accident there. No damage though, it looks like. So Azazel able to continue, it looks like, but quite a bit of shenanigans going on there. Willie is up into 10th place, and it's just a huge amount of traffic there going through turns 5, 6, and 7. No safety car called, and it looks like maybe no damage either. So everyone getting through the uphill section unscathed, it seems. Zukost and the other Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing team in 7th place, jumping up quite a bit from starting nearly last place. Harm's Way maintains his 6th place position, but 32 Nasty PSVR jumps up into 5th place, and Azazel ended up losing out on a lot of positions. And no, Harm's Way goes wide into the chase, goes deep and off into the grass, allowing Zukos to pick up a position, and potentially Anthony Colazzo might capitalize on the situation as well. Zukos takes a look at the inside of Harm's Way going into the Hell's Corner. Sorry, that is Anthony Colazzo picking up a position on Harm's Way. Harm's Way dropping back quite a bit. Really there, right behind Harm's Way. This is such a tight field right now. Oh, and Harm's Way and Anthony Colazzo go side by side through turn 2, and they maintain position. But now Anthony Colazzo has the inside going into turn 4. Willie trying to position the car behind Anthony Colazzo to make the pass behind Harm's Way, but isn't able to capitalize on the opportunity. And then we got a side-by-side race between Djax and Beto. I think I heard some crashing into the walls, but so far I don't think anyone picked up damage. And then Azazel has dropped down to 12th place. So a 5th position, almost 7th position loss for Azazel in the last lap. I think I caught that on replay. Let's take a look to see what happened to Azazel into this corner. So Azazel goes in. Oh no, so this is what he was already in 12th place. But here's the battle between Beto and Djax. Tosi sets the fastest lap on lap 4. Oh, and Dutra almost spins out on the exit of turn 1, putting a tire on the grass and dirt, but is able to maintain the lead and maintain the stability of the car, but loses quite a bit of speed down the front straight. Doesn't feel like he needs to defend into turn 2. Oh, but Dutra's tires and Silva's tires are wearing quite quickly, but not significantly more than Toasty's. So Toasty is also around the ballpark in terms of tire wear between all 3 of them. Yeah, Buttons, you gotta get back in. Anthony Colazzo looks to take the inside of Zukost into turn 1. He makes a smooth pass on Zukost there at Hell's Corner, but it slows down Willie, and Beto is looking to capitalize on the situation and potentially pass Willie down into turn 2, but Willie has the inside. We'll see if Beto's able to capitalize on the situation, but it's difficult to take the outside at turn 2. And we see that pretty easily, but Beto going slightly wide at that turn, and it's having Zukost actually behind him. So Zukost made a mistake into turn 2, allowing Beto to take the 8th position away. And now he's in a 3-way battle with him, Beto, and Djax, fighting for that 8th place position. Djax there getting alongside Zukost into the last corner, making a nice pass, and now has to defend going into Hell's Corner. Oh, and Zukost gets bumped by Harm's Way into turn 1. Harm's Way easing out to allow Zukost to regain the position. So Harm's Way has dropped down to 11th position, and I don't know why. I didn't see what happened to him. But this is not looking good for Team Bahamut Racing. Even though they had a strong showing in Division 2, this will certainly hurt their championship lead going into round 3. As we were watching the battle unfold in the midfield, Silva has retaken the lead of the race. So Team Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing now having the lead of the race. Jay Silva currently on the Racing Hards. Dutra on the Racing Hard as well, and Toasty. But Toasty is maintaining and managing the tires way better. So Toasty able to keep up with the 2 while managing the tires has been will be an advantage that Toasty will be able to explore and take advantage of later on in the race, potentially trying an overcut. Dutra there gets really squirrely on the exit of turn 1, and Toasty gets alongside and a little bit of ahead into turn 2, but I don't know if Toasty will be able to maintain the lead into turn 2, seeing that turn 2 is much more advantageous for the car on the inside line. As we see there, Dutra retakes the lead quite easily. 32 Nasty PSVR currently sitting in 5th place. So solid positioning now for Team Rexy Racing with a 3rd and 5th place position at the moment. Willie now has jumped into 6th place. So Willie now, starting from 13th, has now made up 7 positions and will be continuing to fight further up the field for potentially the win. We'll see. Toasty makes a nice pass going into the braking zone or the chase, taking that 2nd position away from Dutra. I know Dutra won't let that go easily, but here's the replay. Quite a comfortable pass for Toasty. Yeah, Willie is a beast. Willie will be fighting for the win no matter where he starts on the grid. Where did Beto go? Oh, so Beto is now down to 13th. I thought Beto was up further in the standings. But Beto has somehow gotten down to 13th. S. Walker is currently sitting in 12th, looking to take that position away from Zukost. GT7 had permanent damage if he crashed throughout the race. Yeah, so in our league, we set it so that it is permanent damage. The only way you can fix it is to go back into the pits. But if you're talking about permanent damage as in, like, you can't continue the race, I mean... I think GT7 optimizes on having more of a fun experience as opposed to realism. And I think for a lot of people, it just wouldn't be as fun if that happened. Nice pass by S. Walker there. Down Conrad Straight. Zukost, though, not giving up the fight. Getting really close. Forcing S. Walker to potentially defend. No, S. Walker feels like he doesn't have to defend. So Zukost there has damage on the front left tire wheel. Yeah, I think I'm on the side for games like, I guess it just depends on what you want to do, right? Like GT7 is more geared towards a fun experience, and S. Walker there going deep into turn 4, losing out of the position. to Zukos. So Zukos able to retake 11th place. And now Ryder is finding himself under attack by 32 Nasty PSVR as the tires start wearing down towards the end of this first stint. Oh yeah, I can definitely see it. Yeah. Permanent damage on lobbies, I think would certainly help, but at the same time, like I think toxicity of bad drivers, regardless if there's dirty driving or if there's permanent damage, doesn't really inhibit those kinds of players from crashing into other people anyway. I mean, it's one of the whole reasons why I started LRC in the first place is just to create a community of people and drivers who like take it a little bit more seriously and want to have more fun. So. All right, so Dutra jumps into the pit at the end of lap 10. Ryder there under attack by 32 Nasty PSVR. 32 Nasty taking a peek at the inside, but not actually diving in. I think 32 Nasty might actually get a legitimate run on Ryder now. Ryder positioning the car dead smack in the middle of the track, making it difficult for 32 Nasty PSVR. But 32 Nasty PSVR takes the inside though, and that's a mistake by Ryder there. Oh my God! Oh, so they collide a little bit, but I don't know if that's a fault of 32 Nasty PSVR. They both kind of get squirrely, and Ryder kind of goes wide at turn 2. I missed it. So Willie now making more ground, was currently in 6th place and is now looking to take 4th place away from Ryder. He's currently in 5th because Dutra made a pit stop, so he didn't technically make a pass on track yet. But I believe Willie will make quick work of Ryder down this back straight. There we go. We see Willie making his way past Ryder quite easily, going into turn 2. All right, so the Bahamut Venom boys are at 12 harm's way coming out of the. This is his, not his out lap, but pitted the last lap. And then same with Azazel, so both of them on the same strategy. They're 12th and 13th at the moment. Azazel setting the purple sector for sector 1, looking to make up some ground due to the poor start of the race both of these drivers have had. And I keep saying this throughout the Division 1 race, the sprint race, and this race. This race really is just a race of attrition. You want to be lapping consistently, have a good pace, But what you really want to do is just make sure you stay out of trouble. Manage those tires, keep them cool. And you'll probably finish in the podium positions. Ads, welcome to chat. Bahamut boys in D1 are having a little bit of a rocky start, but hopefully they'll be able to make it up with an early pit stop. They're looking, it seems like they're gonna be looking to undercut a lot of other people. So Ryder jumps into the pits, the end of lap 11. Excuse me, lap 12. And Anthony Colazzo decides to stay out. So currently as it stands, we got Silva on lap 13, Toasty as well, and then Willie as well. So Willie, though, out of all three of them, having the best tire conservation throughout this first stint, but he did make a pit stop at the beginning of the race when we had our safety car. So Willie is actually looking in a pretty good position at the moment to finish strong, despite starting in 13th place. And Colazzo as well, Anthony Colazzo, currently sitting in 4th place, I think will be essentially fighting for the net 4th place position, depending on how Ryder and Dutra end up running on their second stint. I actually think Willie might be going for a one-stop, technically a two-stopper, because Willie pit during the VSC and changed the strategy to go essentially a one-stopper throughout the race. But I think because a tire compound change is required, I don't think a one-stopper is actually viable. So you can run about 14 laps with the hard tire compound, but you have to use the medium at some point in the race. So if you can max out at 14 laps, you're gonna have a hard time keeping the mediums lasting that long. So Bern, to answer your question, Willie might be able to make it for the rest of the race, because I don't remember what Willie used at the beginning of the race, but he could go long enough, I think, to go mediums to the end of the race if he can make them last long enough, because he was able to pit under the safety car around lap 2. So he can make his tires last a couple more laps and then run the mediums. I don't know, actually. Mediums are kind of tough. Like, if he's gonna have to make his hard tire compounds last another 4 laps or so if he wants to use the mediums. And that's assuming that he hasn't used the mediums yet. Like, if he used the mediums at the beginning of the race, and then you could switch to hards and then just only have to pit one more time to finish the race, which would be incredibly strong, actually. But I don't remember what he used at the beginning of the race. So Beta right now has Toasty behind him. Toasty making a pit stop, has made a pit stop already. Beto's still needing to have to pit. Toasty maintains his lead over Dutra after the pit stop cycle. And then Jay Silva has fallen back to 7th place. So Jay Silva having the net lead of the race after the first pit stop cycle has actually dropped behind Dutra. Oh, but Dutra now has damage on the front left tire, and certainly that will slow him down quite a bit. Although Dutra with damage is probably like the same as like someone who's like running their fastest laps, so it's more of like a BOP for Dutra. Jay Silva taking advantage of the situation, and taking the inside line into Hell's Corner to make the pass on 32 Nasty PSVR. We got a three-way battle between him, 32 Nasty PSVR, and Dutra. Jay Silva parks the car in the middle of the track. Doesn't feel like he needs to defend aggressively. Maintains the lead coming out of turn 2. Got a battle between the... I shouldn't say battle. Azazel gives Harm's Way a little bit of a bump there, so they're working together. to improve their lap times and catch up to what looks like our rider in 6th place. Mediums can hold on, I think, a maximum of 11 laps if they're very, very conservative. If they conserve their tires quite a bit. I don't think they can last any longer than that. I think 10 laps is even pushing it. So Ryder making some ground on Dutra, looking to make the pass, potentially down into turn 2. Dutra gets a little squirrely on the exit of turn 2. And it will allow Harm's Way to get past, and maybe Azazel as well. Azazel not able to make it stick, but Dutra having quite a bit of difficulty going through. Yeah, so let's take a look at our race leader. Right now, Willie is on lap 17. He's likely going to have to take a pit stop at the end of this lap. And yeah, if he can make those mediums last 11 laps, he'll have a really, really good situation playing out for him. So yeah, it's not necessarily a 1-stop. I would say it's technically a 2-stop because he pit during the virtual safety car. So he was able to switch out his hard tires for a new set of hard tires, I think at lap 3. And there we go. So Willie jumps into the pits. Oh man, if Willie wins this race again from 13th place, starting 13th place, you'll have to give him the title of like strategy master or something, you know, like his crazy decision making that he made on the spot during the safety car to go take a pit and then switch to a new set of hard tires. He did. Willie had damage and had to repair his car. So we got 32 Nasty PSVR in 3rd place at the moment. And then we got Ryder in 4th. So based off of where Willie might be after this next round of pit stops, if Willie ends up in 1st, that would put 32 Nasty PSVR in a net 4th. So a 2-4 for Team Rexy Racing, which is something they need quite a bit for their team results. So Willie's got a 38 second gap from Toasty. I think the delta is about a 30 second delta, pit lane delta. Add the tire change, which is about 5 seconds, and then fuel would likely put Willie out in front, depending on how much fuel Toasty and Silva have to take. But the challenge is that Willie will have track position coming out of this next cycle of pit stops that Toasty and Silva have to make, but Toasty and Silva could potentially put on softs and make the pass on track, and Willie will have to defend quite a bit hard towards the end of this race. So it will be close. I think it depends. So if Toasty can maintain pretty consistent laps with his pace right now and the tire wear that he has now, it's probably better for him to keep going. Yeah, keep going, and then potentially use softs towards the end of the race. If he pits early now, he's kind of wasting the extra tire life that these mediums have. And this is a track where I think track position isn't necessarily as strong. It is difficult to pass in the mountain section of the track, but it's relatively easy to pass down the Conrad Straight. And so if you have a softer tire compound, you can probably catch up quite a bit in the twisty sections of the mountain. And that'll give you a really good position to be behind. It'll be in a really good position for Toasty to get behind Willie going down the back straight. But I think it's going to be close. It's going to be a close race. Toasty currently holds the fastest lap too. In front of what looks like Willie probably won't be able to pace any faster than a 2:15 because he has to conserve his tires till the end of the race. So if he ends up burning through his tires too quickly, the last couple of laps of his race are going to be pretty bad. But he's pushing. He's got a PB right now. Oh, look at this. So Azazel and Anthony Collazo going down side by side down the Conrad Straight. Azazel slightly behind, but Azazel is running out of fuel and has to conserve. Look at that. There's like no fuel in his fuel tank. And I think he actually just ran out of fuel right now. Wow, Azazel pushing it to the end. And Dutra impatient pushing him into the pits. That's so funny. So Willie, another 2:15. And throughout the stint, it looks like Toasty was doing 2:14s, but has creeped up into the 2:15s. But Toasty will be making a pit stop fairly soon. Judging based off of the fuel that's left in his car, he might have potentially one more lap. It's hard to tell. Azazel goes deep into the dipper, but it still keeps the position away from Djax. Look at this, Djax and Azazel side by side going down the Conrad straight. Djax has the inside, but then has the outside going into the turns 21 and 22. Azazel able to defend and keep the position, but Dutra now is hungry and is looking to take the position away from his teammate Djax, and gets on the grass actually, and spins out unfortunately. So Toasty went into the pits, came out, and Toasty put on another set of mediums, actually. And I think that's smart. I think the softs only last 6 laps maximum, even if you baby them. So Toasty will be able to abuse these mediums quite a bit towards the end of the race. But he came out in front of Willie, so Willie, it's not looking too good for Willie. He's going to have to make up the time on the track with worse tires. So Toasty almost in, I was going to say a net lead, but Chase Silva comes out actually ahead of this whole exchange. And yeah, Toasty is now in 2nd place. But he's not ahead by much. He's only ahead by 3 seconds. And his tire wear is, it's not significantly more than Toasty's, but it might make a difference towards the end of the race. I did not expect to see Toasty come out behind Chase Silva in that exchange. And Silva has more fuel too, so quite interesting. So maybe what happened actually is that when Silva took his first pit stop, he probably took on more fuel than he actually needed. And then in the second stop, he took way less. So Beto currently sitting in 4th place. I don't know if Beto's looking to make it to the end of the race. He's got a set of medium tires, a quarter tank of gas, but it looks like it won't be enough tires to get to the end. He's currently defending against 32 Nasty PSVR for that 4th place position. Too Nasty taking a quick peek into the inside of Beto. Going into the chase. Beto throwing it into the pit lane entrance and will end up taking that pit stop before the end of the race. Dutra is flying, so Dutra right now, I think Dutra is in, where's Dutra? Where is Dutra? Oh wow, so Dutra is... Oh my god. Oh no, Dutra spinning out is just going for the fastest lap, it seems. Sitting currently in 12th place. As we join our race leader, looks like Toasty is about 3.5 seconds behind Silva. Silva maintaining the gap quite comfortably, actually. So Silva looking like he's in a good position to potentially win this race. With 4 laps left. Willie still about 10 seconds behind Toasty, so coming from 13th place from the start, I think Willie could be pretty great race today so far. In 4th place. So it'd be a strong result for Team Rexy Racing in Division 1. Ryder now having to fight off harm's way for that 5th position. Ryder defends into the chase. Harm's way not able to capitalize on the moment. Good defending by Ryder there, putting his car near the center of the track, making Harm's way go to the outside and keeping the car parked onto the apex through the chase to not let Harm's way do any type of over-under. So Ryder right now soaking in the pressure and preventing Harm's way from forcing him to make a mistake. Although Harm's Way very close right now. And if Ryder, if anything, will stay to that inside line to protect again the inside, but maybe Harm's Way might get enough. And no, yes, he does. Ryder is not able to defend the position. Harm's Way is able to cut across the front of Ryder to get that inside line at turn 2. So great pass by Harm's Way going into turn 2 there. Ryder putting on the pressure. Taking a peek at the inside of the corner. Going into Hell's corner. Making his presence known to Harm's Way. Harm's Way making that pass earlier. He's still not out of the woods. Ryder's looking to take it back. Ryder's got the tire advantage as well, but he's only got essentially a lap and a half to make the pass back onto Harm's Way. And as they fight, Anthony Colazzo's catching up too, so maybe Anthony Colazzo might be able to take advantage of this situation and gain a place or two. And you can see that right there. Oh, look at that. Anthony Colazzo's already up against the tail of Ryder going up the hill. And it's only going to be tighter and tighter as they get to the crest and then down into the dipper. Back to our leaders, Silva and Toasty. Toasty has dropped the gap down to 2 seconds. But I don't think he'll have enough fuel to battle Silva on this last lap as hard as he'd like to. All right, so Silva is going to start our final lap very, very soon. This battle unfolding between Ryder and Harm's Way as they go down the Conrad Straight. Ryder takes the inside of, I believe that's turn, I don't even know what turn that is anymore. Turn 20. And then Harm's Way defends on the inside. Are they going to go side by side through? Ryder goes deep. It gets 2 wheels on the grass and is not able to overtake on the outside. And Anthony Colazzo takes advantage of the situation and is passing Ryder on the outside. And so Ryder takes the inside and flies past Anthony Colazzo. Anthony Colazzo doing the over-under. And taking that 6th position away from Ryder. Ryder furious of losing out on 2 positions there. Great job by Anthony Colazzo. So the gap continues to drop between Toasty and Silva. A I'm not sure if it will be enough though. 1.5 seconds is quite a big of a gap going down the Conrad Straight. Unless if Silva makes a mistake. Keeps it nice and tidy around Forrest's elbow. So Silva has a handful of corners left. The pressure is on. Silva cannot afford a mistake in the last 3 corners. Taking this car down the chase. So from the start of this race, Silva starting on the front row and taking that first place away from Toasty. In the first corner is able to maintain the lead throughout the race with excellent strategy and comes home with the win from second place. Very epic drive. Such a close race between him and Toasty. And then Willie, let's talk about Willie for a second. So Willie, starting in 13th place, ends up in 3rd with strategy and optimization. So great reflexive changes by Willie after getting damage, I think, on the 3rd lap, able to salvage the race by ending up in 3rd. Oh no, I think Harm's Way just ran out of fuel on the last. Oh no, Harm's Way runs out of fuel on the straight and gets passed by Ryder and Anthony Colazzo on the straight. Oh my god, so Harm's Way goes from 5th to 7th place. All of that work he did in the laps before, undone. D Jackson and Zazel cross the line at 9th and 10th. Dutra crossing the line in 11th. And S. Walker, our fastest, Dutra actually came away with the fastest lap unless S. Walker can beat it on this one, which doesn't look likely. So S. Walker crosses the line in 12th place, Ducas in 13th, and Sir Hames will bring it home with the car damaged on that front left wheel. Oh yeah, the pit road glitch, yeah. With the one where you spin out and then like at the entrance of the pit and then you can't get back into it. Oh, what a heartbreaker for Harm's Way. He had such good racing between him and Ryder, and you could tell he was trying to conserve as much as possible towards that last lap because Ryder was able to come back on him. And then he had that little tussle with them, with Ryder. And then Ryder ended up getting passed by Colazzo as well. So Colazzo ended up passing both of them and going from 7th to 5th. So really great result for him. Oh man, what a great race. All right, so let's go over the results one more time. So Silva with the win and Toasty in second place. Such a close race between the two. You can see they were only separated by 1.5 seconds between them at the end of the race. Willie taking home 3rd place from 13th. So a solid recovery drive by Willie. 32 Nasty PSVR finishing in 4th, just missing out on the podium. Solid result by Rexy Racing. Anthony Colazzo with that jump in positions in the last couple of laps ends up in 5th. So great result there by Jolly Green Giants. Ryder in 6th, passing Harm's Way literally on the line. If you look at the difference in their times, it's less than like a couple hundredths of a second. And unfortunately, Harm's Way running out of fuel on the final straight. Oh man, Beto in 8th place. Djax in 9th, Azazel in 10th. Not the best result from Azazel and the Bahamut Venom Racing team. They've been strong up until this race. Dutra in 11th. S. Walker in 12th, Zukost in 13th, and then Sir Hames in 14th. All right, so that takes us through the end of the evening. If you're interested in joining us, we are Learners Racing Collective. Check out that link that I pinned in chat. That'll take you to the Discord server, and from there you can just join in any of our races that we have during the week. If you're interested in running in the league as a reserve driver, definitely hit us up there as well. Our league is exceptionally awesome when it comes to teamwork and collaboration, and just creating an environment where people support each other and help each other get faster, as opposed to being incredibly competitive and cutthroat. So if that's your style and you want to join a bunch of other race car drivers with a group that's fairly fun to drive with and fairly chill, definitely check us out. So with that, we will be racing at Fuji Speedway next week, same time on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in following us, definitely hit that follow button and catch us next week for round 3. Until then, I'll see you next time.